Looking like they took a time out. Okay, I'm working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day.
What's up, Hoopers? It's Coach Alex from THINCPRO Basketball, and in today's video, we're gonna go over how you can fix your shot using the Pro Shooters Checklist. Let's get started.
That's right, I'm coming back like OJ, like a running back in his old days. Still rocking those OJs. My paychecks get a little bigger, but that don't change me or make me richer. Money come and the money go, but my God's here and he's staying with you. Blowing up off the internet. All these haters need to introspect, cause they been hating while the rest love him. And I started going down their intellect, cause I've been
All right, guys, well, like I said, we're gonna go over the checklist on what can help you fix your shooting release or your shot period. Now, before we do dive into it and get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join THINCPRO Basketball and check out all the great content that we release every single week that's designed to help you improve your game. All right, now there's 4 things that we're gonna go over that you should be thinking about when shooting the basketball, and this is your checklist to help you improve your shooting. The first is your feet. How do you set your feet up in order to shoot the basketball? How are they set? Meaning, are they close? Are they far? Are they narrow? Is one foot in front? Are they even? Do you have a tilt? Are they directed right towards the basket? You have to figure it out because this is your foundation and your first building block in order to fix your shot or to help yourself improve it, right? If your feet aren't the way you want them and you're not comfortable, this is going to mess up your shooting because the first part is the bottom, right? When you're shooting the basketball, if your feet are off balance or aren't set to shoot the basketball, it's less likely that that ball is going to go in. Okay, so you have to figure out how you want to align your feet. For me, I always have my right foot forward. I always have my feet as a slight tilt away from the basket when I shoot, right? There's a lot of players that may be even when they shoot the basketball and may be directly aimed towards the basket, which is fine. Every shooter is different. Everybody's got a different sense of comfortability when it comes to shooting the basketball. So you have to find out first what way your feet need to be so you're most comfortable so you can shoot the basketball perfect or the way that you want to shoot it each and every time. So the first thing to check off your list is your feet.
I've been a threat since day one. No money or bank funds since y'all been saying you can do it better.
All right, number 2 on the checklist is your elbow, right? A lot of people, they still are caught up with that elbow being too far out when we need to get that elbow tucked in. Again, if you're comfortable shooting the basketball like this, that's fine. But if there's a problem with your shot and you're trying to improve it, this is something else that you need to look at. Where is your elbow or your arm placement when you're shooting the basketball? Is it out at an angle? Is it tucked? These are things that you have to think about, right? Because if I'm going into my shot, right? I'm driving, boom, boom, I get to my spot. Now when I shoot, is my elbow out or do I have it tucked in? Okay, you have to be able to figure this out and figure out what's most comfortable again for you. That's a word I'm gonna use a lot throughout this video is being comfortable. That's what you have to be as a shooter. If you can be comfortable, you'll be just fine shooting the basketball. But check your elbow and figure it out. That's checklist number 2 on the Pro Shooters Checklist.
You can do it better, but none of y'all ever made one. That realness don't feel this, but I've been sick. That illness.
All right, guys, number 3 on the checklist. Right, number 3, we're moving on, is now your shoulders. Okay, shooting the basketball with your shoulders, are they squared? Which I would recommend most of the time. Every time that you shoot the basketball, you should have your shoulders squared to the basket. This has to be another thing that you look at when you shoot. If you're coming off of a screen and you're shooting a basketball like this, you got a problem. But if you can get to your spot and rise up and get your shoulders squared to the hoop, you'll give yourself a good chance to score every single time that you shoot the basketball. Okay, so get to your spot, locate your target. You have to be able to find where the hoop's at because it's important to get your shoulders turned and around and squared to the basketball or to the hoop. Same thing, if I was even coming off of a screen this way where my back is towards or away from the basket, I gotta be able to get here, work my feet, number 1, get my elbow tucked, number 2, and number 3, I'm getting my shoulders squared to the hoop because I can't just catch it here and then fire a shot up unless there's like 0.3 seconds on the clock, right? But I have to be able to turn, shoulders squared to the hoop, and get my shot off. That's important, okay? So that's number 3 on the checklist. So we've gone through number 1, our feet, figuring out how we want to place those. Number 2, is your elbow out or in? I again would suggest getting that elbow tucked when you shoot the basketball. Number 3, getting your shoulders squared towards the basket. These are all things that you have to think about and bring into the equation when you're working on trying to improve your jumper. So check that off. Number 3, that's shoulders.
this. I've been fresh like Will Smith since 94, man, I built this.
All right, guys, checklist number four on the checklist is your release, right? No matter how you shoot the basketball, whether it's below your chin, above your head, to the right of your head, to the left, all the way behind it, the best thing that I can give you and the best type of advice I can give you is making sure that the way that you finish your shot, your follow through, right? If your release and your follow through is here, it's gonna be a flat shot, right? So if I'm shooting the basketball, boom, and I shoot it here, it's flat. I gotta make sure that my extension and my follow through is up in the air. I'm getting that ball up and I'm giving it a chance to go in. I don't wanna be short on my shots. I'd rather be long, where if I miss it long, I can make the proper adjustments, right? So you have to make sure, no matter where your release is coming from, that your follow through and your extension is up in the air. We don't want to be short on our shot, like I said. We don't want to be flat. We want to get that ball up, reach into the cookie jar. Okay, so your release is the most important part at the end, because this is the last time that you get to touch the basketball before it leaves your hand. All right, but before you can release the basketball, what do you have to do? You got to make sure your feet are right. You got to make sure your elbow is proper, the way you need it. If it's tucked in, that's great. Number 3, make sure your shoulders are squared to the basket, and then let that baby fly with whatever way you release the basketball, as long as your follow through has great extension and you're giving that ball a chance to go in. That is your pro shooter's checklist right there. 4 steps, work on it to improve your shot.
I built this, stressed out, X'd out, missed calls from my ex now, but I'm staying focused in the lab.
All right, guys, well, that's it for today's video. Simple and straight to the point, but very important when helping you improve your shot. If you liked today's video and learned something, click the like button, leave a comment, let us know what you learned. And after that, again, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join THINCPRO Basketball, where we provide you with professional level training and knowledge to help you improve your game. Now it's your job to get out there, to hit the court, hit the gym, put the work in, work on improving your shot if you need it, and remember to always keep hooping.